Rakim, EPMD, Biz Markie, De La Soul, JVC Force, K Solo, Keith Murray, Groove B Chill, Gravediggers, Craig Mack. What do all of these rap groups have in common? As far as I know, what all of these guys have in common is they are from Long Island, New York. Specifically, they're from Suffolk County. Now, let me break down Suffolk County on Long Island because Long Island is divided into two places. The same way rappers from Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Manhattan, the same way those guys talk about where they're from and they're proud of where they're from. Let me give you an example. Let's take Harlem, Dipset, Dougie Fresh. All these guys call themselves proud Harlemites, and they wear that on their badge, right on their chest, as in like Superman. Yo, Harlem's finest, blah, blah, blah. Brooklyn, Biggie Smalls, Jay-Z, Junior Mafia, Mano, Fabulous. All these guys. And then within Brooklyn, you got the conversation of who's the king of Brooklyn. So I'm just trying to illustrate and point out on how within New York, it's also even sectioned off how rappers come out and represent their quote unquote hood. Queens, Nas, Mobb Deep, Tragedy, all of the Juice Crew, all of these guys represent Queens. Now, the groups that I mentioned coming out of Long Island, Suffolk County, we're going to concentrate on the hip hop tree coming out of Suffolk County. Now, let me make a quick disclaimer, a big disclaimer. We're not going to include Biz Markie in this conversation for one reason and one reason only. Because Biz is just too big of a conversation to have within this conversation with all of these other rap groups, because he actually played a big part probably in all of our lives coming from Long Island. I don't care if you're from Nassau or Suffolk County. But one of the rap groups that I mentioned is Groove Be Chill. Now, if you guys remember the Martin Lawrence Show, Kid and Play, House Party, these guys, the members from this group actually made appearances, and they have such a big part inside this hip hop conversation as well. And I want to bring in the B from Groove Be Chill, my brother DJ Belal, because my boy DJ Belal, I think, is probably like the holder of pretty much all of these groups that I just discussed. Belal, you were connected with, EPMD, Rakim, De La Soul, of course, Biz Markie, our big brother, and naturally,
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely, Groove Be Chill as well. So I want you actually, for myself and for literally, so this can be broken down once and for all, the hip hop tree of
Right.
Suffolk County. Let's take it from the first person I mentioned, MC Rakim the God. Uh,
hmm
What's your first affiliation, or how did you meet Rakim? Before all of us know Rakim, from Eric B for President.
Well, we are both from Wyandanch 11798. And my first interaction with Raw was at when he was about 12 years old. We were in a crew together called Teddy Ted and the Almighty Five MCs. And, back then everybody was in a crew. Everybody had to be in a crew. That's everywhere across the board. The boroughs, Long Island, you had to be a crew to be down. So I was an MC at the time. And when I met Raw, in my opinion, he was the best I ever heard at 12, going into 13. What a lot of people don't understand about Raw, he was a child prodigy, like the LeBron James of the microphone at that young age.
That
And
age, huh?
also,
Wow.
yeah, at that age. And also, um, he was a older mind. He was older
Old
in
soul,
his
huh?
whole old soul, and he hung with a lot of of the older cats from Wyandanch, and they mentored him, and he just was one of the stars of Wyandanch at a very young age. And when I first encountered him, I was an MC. We was all doing a cipher, and everybody at that time was rapping older style, the cadence. Rod didn't have that cadence. He studied Grandmaster Caz like we all did, Kumo D, um, Treacherous Three, L.A. Sunshine, all those guys. We just loved and we just listening and we tried to guide ourselves. To be honest with you, we wanted to be better than the city.
Right, right. So,
That's the
what's his
bottom line.
name? What's his name? Always Rakim? Was he Rakim the
No,
God when you met him at,
no,
12,
no.
13 years old?
Because at that time, the 5% Nation wasn't really on Long Island like that. So when I first met him, his name was Kid Splash.
Woohoo! Rakim was Kid
Yes.
Splash. Now,
And
was
then from
Splash,
there,
was he
yes,
doing, like, was he like as acrobatic as we know him? Like, did he have that gifting, bro? Like, that's a, oh,
yes, yes. He had that gift because I always call Raw an attack rapper. Like, you got certain MCs that's smooth, you got certain MCs, he was an attack rapper. So if you battled him, our crew was about battling. So if you even came even thinking about it, he didn't care if you was older, younger, he didn't care how old you was, he's coming at you.
right.
When he say pull out the, speaking of, in our jet, that happened for real
So,
at the
okay,
daycare center in Wyandanch.
it's interesting that you say that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because, as you probably can remember, and a lot of us remember, during the pandemic, when Karis One battled Big Daddy Kane,
Hmm.
which was enjoyable for me. One of the things that Big Daddy Kane said was that it's a better battle for me to battle Karis One because Karis One is a battle rapper and Rakim is not a battle rapper. Now you're telling
Okay.
me, no, Rakim is a battle
Right. I
rapper.
understand.
He came up
Right.
battling,
Right.
and no,
He's
that
right.
brother is a battle rapper.
Absolutely.
That's what you're telling me right now.
That's absolutely what I'm telling you, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm telling you that. Because and I listen, I seen things between those two that nobody's seen before, and maybe I get to be able to talk about it. And they actually went head to head while I was behind the
Whoa,
turntables
whoa, whoa, whoa,
DJing.
whoa! Rakim and
Yes,
Big Daddy Kane
yes.
back in the days went
Before
head to
records,
head.
before records, went head to head at a party that chill at a party that Chill set up for Joe Frazier at Joe Frazier's gym in Philly. It was myself, Chill, Groove, my sister, and Biz. Biz brought Kane. I told him don't bring nobody, and the person that he brought was Kane. So he
Don't
rode
stop
with
there.
us.
Don't stop there.
He rode with us to the gym at that on that same day. Little that we know, Crush Groovin had came out at the same time we had that party the same night. So we didn't get a lot of people at the party, but they went head to head. I went a good hour, a good hour.
Hold on. Stop. Wait, wait, wait,
Just
wait, wait, wait,
yeah,
wait, wait,
I'm just
wait, wait,
telling you.
Bilal. Wait,
I'm
wait, wait.
telling you fact. This is
Hold on.
fact. This is not fiction.
Hold on. We're at a party.
Yeah.
80s, mid
Yes.
80s.
Yep.
And
85, 1985,
right in the middle, 85, you're
85.
DJing. You're representing at the time what Groove Be Chill? Like, are you guys like popping
Right.
at that time? Let's paint this picture.
Yes, we were popular. Chill was a popular
Okay.
hype man MC. I was a popular DJ. I was one of the best around on Suffolk.
And you're
And we
DJing the
was at
party.
our yes, and I was DJing. And I'm gonna tell you this. Styles, like I said, I respect Kane to the utmost. That's my brother. But styles are styles. So Raw is the type of dude that he gonna let Kane go or whoever go, and he gonna be in the cut like this. Okay, he's good. Okay, and he's gonna counter
Okay,
when he comes
so
on.
wait a minute.
So these two is sparring. These two is sparring. These two brothers is sparring, and I'm DJing and Pete's the
Don't
president.
take me there yet.
I'm DJing. Okay. Go ahead.
You're DJing the party.
Yeah, I'm DJing the party, but I was the DJ for
Don't
my
take
house
me
parties,
there
and
yet.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
you're DJing the party,
Hmm.
and Biz walks in with Kane. Like were you DJing? Of course, you already knew Biz by that time. You
Yeah,
didn't
of
know
course.
Kane by that time because we all know like
No,
Biz was hanging out with Kane. So he walks in. Did you know Kane was an MC at the time?
nope, nope. All Biz was like, Bilal, he has to go with us. He's dope. I'm telling you, he's
Okay.
nice. I'm like, bro, I don't care. I know one thing. My sister and myself, we only got one car in the U-Haul. Which one you want to pick?
So he brings Big Daddy Kane in the party. Rakim is already in the party also?
He's already in the car. We all drove out to Philly together at
No, I'm
Joe
talking about this
Frazier's
party, right?
gym,
He's already in
which
the
was at.
party when Biz
He's
brings.
already in the right. We came there. We came there to do a party in Philly at Joe Frazier's gym, which is Chill's uh uncle.
So you're DJing at Joe Frazier, the boxer's
Yes,
gym.
the champion, the champs. Yep,
Oh my
it is
God, what a
Jim in
story.
the ring,
So you're
in his
DJing
ring.
inside Joe Frazier's, the ex champ's ring.
Hmm.
Rakim is in the building, right?
Yes, he came with us. We
So let
all
me
came
ask you this
together.
question before we get to the Kane part. Did Rakim already have a record out by this time?
No,
No.
no,
Okay, cool.
nobody had records out. Nobody
Got
had
it.
records out.
So Biz, not Rakim, not Kane, no one had records out, right?
No,
Not even
nobody.
Groove Beat Chill.
Nope.
All right. So Biz walks in, but you already knew Biz by this time. He walks in, he
Right,
comes
right,
down to
right.
Philly. Yo, Bilal. Biz drives down to Philly just for this party?
Yes, because we was already crew already.
Got it.
Myself, Raw, and Biz and Groovy. We was already crew. I was the DJ.
Got it.
That was my crew.
So he brings Kane inside the party, and then he says, "Yo, Bilal, yo, this cat got to get on. He's got to get on. He's got to get on." And you put on "Impeach the President" for Big
Peach
Daddy
the
Kane.
President, both of them. Peach the President, that was my favorite beat. And then from there, we did I Got Soul, I believe, and we did Funky Penguin. We went through the break beats like we always do. And but see, these guys was going back and it literally seemed like 15 to 20 minutes each record.
Wait a minute before you
They
go
was
there.
going at it.
So the first time you give Kane the mic, "Impeach the President" was on, right, at this time. Or you
Hmm.
start spinning
Hmm.
it and flashing it,
Hmm.
correct? So
Hmm.
when he starts spitting, yo,
Hmm.
bro, where was Rakim at this time when Kane picks up the mic and starts
Yo,
spitting?
bro, it was so amazing to see how raw. Like I said, he's. I used to always call him a battle rapper because first of all, nobody ain't touching that mic after he get off it. That's first off. But if somebody do, he's gonna listen and he's gonna be like, all right, I'm a counter. I got a rhyme for this. Because the way he wrote was battle style. It was always battle style. It was cool and his cadence was different than anybody's. Just like Kane's. Kane's cadence is a totally different cadence from the early 80s. You
Where
see?
was Rakim when Kane got on the mic?
They was in the middle of the ring. He was in the middle of the ring.
Holy smoke.
They was in the ring. So and I'm not saying like when I heard Kane say that, and brothers disagree, but I know Raw just about better than anybody when it comes to because I was behind him. I was his last DJ before he met Eric B. And I can tell you that 7 MCs in line, that is one of the greatest
Yes, indeed.
battle line in the hip hop. So when you say that, when when you say that line,
Yes.
nobody can say that that man ain't a battle rapper because
Okay,
that's
so
nothing
right,
sweet
that's what.
about that line.
So, and it's I agree with you. And being that I love Kane so much and respect his hip hop view, I was like, wow, he said that. Like Rakim's not a battle rapper, and it was a great battle to see him and Chris. But I would have wanted to see, well, would want to see Rakim as well. And when he said that, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, Bilal. I started thinking about Rakim and his records, and I'm like, Kane may have a point. But you're saying to me, nah, D.
Nah,
I, with
because in
my
one,
own two
no,
eyes,
no,
I've seen Rakim and Kane go back to back. But it
to
wasn't an
back and
official battle. They were just
no, it wasn't right. But in back then, MCs they're very competitive. So if you get it, just like DJs, you know this. If you next to another DJ that can DJ, you're going to get in the battle mode
that's a fact.
mindset.
That's true. That's true.
You
That's
understand
true.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The mindset was a battle, but it wasn't like, what I'm saying, we battling each other. We came there as friends. Kane was the new guy.
Right.
We didn't know who he was. We didn't know what he sounded like. So he shot this. But Biz was never wrong about how nice he was. But at the end of the day, Raw came up through the ranks of Lion Dance, which was always battle. You had to go through people. You know what I'm saying? You had to be
Rakim,
better.
see, state that for the record for the entire hip hop world.
Okay.
Rakim is a battle rapper, and you've
He's a
seen him with your own eyes
yes. Yes.
battle MCs.
Because all day, because he said the seven MCs in a line. Listen to me. Listen to me. Anytime he said the seven MCs in a line, he did it at Uptown. With Biz brought us out to Kid West with a brother named Kid West. He brought us out there with Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. Rob Bass out 201 Uptown. We was ready to battle. It was a battle. We was all about being the best we can be. So at that time, you had to step over people.
That's
So
something.
so my thing is, it's a difference between records, as you know, and real hip hop.
Correct. And see,
Records is records, but real hip hop is always battle.
Bilal, listening to a guy like Big Daddy Kane and
Hmm.
comparing him to Rakim, Big Daddy Kane is so raw, like his first record. He's so raw. He's so street. He's so like rough around the edges. When you hear a Rakim record from back then, not the music or the beats or anything else, Rakim is polished. You get my point? Like listening
Right,
to Rakim is like listening to a college professor. It's like listening to a lecture. You know, it
right.
seems like everything is perfectly placed. It's perfect. It's
But you
flawless.
but you got to understand something. There was a progression. I'm gonna say this real quick.
Well, let
When
me
you
finish this
when
last
when
about
he
Kane really quickly. And the
hmm
difference between him and Kane, which why it was believable to me that Kane is more of a battle rapper than Rakim, is because Rakim is college to me, and Kane was like street to me. So add on, you were about to say. My bad.
well, like I said, Suffolk County, the Brooklyn didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what they were doing, and that's like everywhere. Nobody knew what everybody was doing. So I will say this. I know what Wyandanch was doing. I know what Amityville was doing. I know what Braidwood was doing. I know what CI was doing. I know what Florida was doing. I know all the towns, what they were doing, because I was going around in those towns, seeing who's who. And I can tell you,
Right.
we all was made up of the battle. So with that said, in my opinion, Styles. Some brothers will say Kane is better. For me, Rakim changed the game for hip hop when hip hop needed for
Yeah,
it to change.
that's a fact. That's a
Period.
fact.
And so it's hard to say to somebody like me that he's not a battle rapper because I know we battled too many people. I know we battled, just me and him by ourselves.
Wait a minute. You've been the DJ, and Rakim has been on the mic, and he was battling someone.
Yeah, he battled the Rock Squad, which is my partner, which my partner Groove was in the Rock Squad at the time. We was just me and him by ourselves, and he did the seven MCs in the line right there, right in front of K Solo. So my point is, we all connected in some of us in a aggressive way. We
Right.
brothers at the end of the day, but Rakim's progression to records was amazing because what he did was he slowed down his style. He got with Eric. I met Alvin Tony brought when I was doing my house parties down in my basement and all around Wyandanch, he brought Eric B to me and asked me to let him hold my turntables for another party, which I did. And after that, Eric was just trying to find talent. So, but when you put Marley Marl, and Marley didn't know it, and Shan in a studio, and Marley's giving that vibe. You know what I'm saying? He wanted him to do something else. But Raw is Raw. He's gonna do what he wanna do, and it's either take it or leave it.
Tell
So
us
at
that
the end
story.
of the
You said
so
Eric B
it, it
came out to Wine Dance looking for
oh
an
yeah,
MC. Tell us that story.
yes.
How did this happen? Those two guys
Yes.
came together.
Well, what happened was, like I said, the first time I met him was in front of my house.
Right.
And,
I'm speaking of Eric B because I
Alvin
think
Tone,
Freddie Fox has something to do with that story as well, right?
yes, absolutely. Freddie Fox is from North Babylon. He
Tell me about
lived
the
in North
story.
Babylon, which is 5 minutes. So he was looking for talent at the time, aka Freddie Fox, Bumpy Knuckles. He was with a crew called the Raw Nation, and he was also with the Supreme Force, who made a record from out of North Babylon. And he was looking, and Alvin, God bless him, was the bridge to a lot of things. So at first he went to Bumpy, and Bumpy was like, I want to bring in my guys, and he didn't go to the studio. From what I, understand, he didn't go a couple of times. So Alvin said, I got somebody. Rob was not worried about no records.
Really?
This is the amazing thing. He wasn't thinking about. He was thinking about football at Wyandanch High School, and he wanted to be a football player. He was the quarterback. At that time, I believe he was the starting quarterback. And at that time, he wanted to be a football player and go to college. That's what he wanted to do. So at the
Rakim
end of the
was
day,
a
he wasn't
football
thinking
star.
of
Wow.
records.
He was a football star, huh? Wow.
He was a football star, yes.
Hold on.
And he was a band. He was in the band,
Yes.
in the wine dance marching band. So when people see those pictures of him playing the saxophone, that is in the auditorium at the Wine Dance High School, because I was there, because I was in the band. I was in the band, D. I was in the band. My
With
man
Rakim.
Nate. Yes, of course.
Okay, now you said something that was very, very important. You said his progression to making records. So
Yes.
now, like you said, Eric B comes out, to Wine Dance, and do these two guys like just hit it off immediately? You know, does he come out
Well,
there, see Rakim and hear him
well,
rap, and say, "Okay, it's you"? How does that
all
happen?
right, let me tell you how that quick that was. It's a brother, his name is a Divine. Was his right hand man. Brothers like Keith Money Green. And they would go to the studio when Jay Riley, who's on the back of that album cover, that infamous picture on the back of the album cover, used to take him to the studio. And, you know, Eric, in my opinion, he was a businessman. He was the early Suge Knight, but he was just happened to be a DJ. He was the early Puffy.
Shout to
He
Eric
just
B.
happened to be a DJ. You know what I mean? And I looked at him as somebody that, I none of us could put Raw on. None of us could. We wasn't in the game yet. Maybe Biz could have, but we none of us was in the game yet like that. So he took him, put him in the studio, and as he said in a lot of his, interviews, Marley didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know what Raw was doing. To him, it was different sounds. But the personally, I think when I heard Shan say, you know, he told Marley like, "Yo, man, this dude is dope.
Right.
That's an MC. He's an
Right.
MC, so he can hear it." So he let him do because now my melody. I'll tell you a quick tidbit. My
Hit us.
melody was done at the Wyandanch High School auditorium before a record. We have proof of that before it was a record.
Check out my
My
melody was
melody,
done
yes,
in Wyandanch Auditorium
Dance
High School.
Auditorium High School with his queen. She was
What?
there, and we all heard that. And then he went to record it at before Eric. He went to record it at brother's name DJ Maniac and the other brother Nate Tinsley's house, two separate times. And
Right.
then this is how quick Rob blew. When he came out, they had a small deal as Zakia Records, the first deal. He did my melody exactly like he did it in my basement, exactly like he did it everywhere else, in the auditorium live. Okay. And I was DJing all of that. And when he came on the band bus, right before he went to 11th grade, he came on there close to the summer and said, "Belal, I got my records." I still have those two records. It was Eric B for President and my melody.
Holy shit. Yo, and you said what?
I was like, "You got to, oh my God." Because it was like, Rod, nobody was announcing that he was doing this. It just happened. So I can tell you that, and this is no, as the kids say, no capping. That record, when Mr. Magic, God bless him, and Marley Marl put the world premiere on that record,
True indeed.
that record blew up all of hip hop immediately in a week. That was to me the fastest, one of the fastest hip hop records that to blow. That man was 16 when that record came out.
Eric B for president. He was 16.
He was 16.
Shout out to my God. So at that time, what did he drop out of high school? Like, what happens then?
Well, what happened is he got so big, he went through the whole summer touring, going to the rooftop, going to, doing all the Harlem World, Funhouse, all these different places. And the record just going through the nation.
Yeah,
Now,
I
by the
remember.
time he's telling you, it's time for him to go back to school, at the end of the day, how can a man go to school? He tried to get the tutors and all that stuff, but he was so big because you got to understand, not only the world didn't know what he was doing, the top MCs in New York didn't know what he was doing.
Brother. See, here's the thing. God, this is just too much. Let's take from where we are now. Rakim goes and blows up, changes the world of hip
Right.
hop, and becomes one of the most inspiring MCs from that time. Like you said, it was immediate.
It was
So,
immediate.
right, shortly after that, Rakim comes out in 1988. I'm sorry, 1986. Two
Six. Yeah, I
years
was going to
after
say
that,
86.
1988, EPMD jumps on the scene. Now, we've heard them saying records on people sound like we say that we sound like the R. Was there some type of friction between EPMD and Rakim? Where does that line come from?
I personally believe that, like I said, EPMD, Eric and Parrish. Parrish, I'm gonna start with Parrish. Parrish had a brother named Smitty D, and Smitty D started a group called the Rock Squad, which Groove was in, and Parrish was the DJ. I met Groove. Me and Chill met Groove in Wyandanch Park. He wanted me to DJ, so I became the DJ for the Rock Squad. Then They had came out with a record. They had a record out called Facts of Life. You can look all this up on Tommy Boy. That didn't do too well. So basically, the groups broke up. Now, K Solo was another one involved with the Rock Squad at that time, and nobody. I only heard about E through Chill, which that's his cousin.
Pause there.
So
Pause. So okay, K Solo is involved with the Rock Squad. The Rock Squad.
the Rock Squad, which they
Rock
were out
Squad.
of Brentwood.
All right. So
They
the
was out of Brentwood.
K Solo is in the Rock Squad. You're in which group at this time?
I was
You just
just
DJing.
me chill, just DJing, rocking house parties down in my house, in my basement, and
Parish
around
Smith.
the, around the area.
Parish Smith is involved with which group at this time?
The Rock Squad.
Oh, as
That's
well. So
Smitty
him and
D.
K Solo
Right,
are in the
right.
same group.
Smitty D. Right. You got to remember, all these guys come from Brentwood. So Smitty D started a crew called the Rock Squad. Right. And Parrish, which is his brother, his little brother, he made him the DJ. I didn't know he could MC. Nobody said he was. They wasn't in the circles of, like that, because they was younger than us.
Right.
So I didn't even hear that he could rhyme until Chills told me that he could rhyme, and I didn't know what he was talking about. So we are like that's how we met Groove, through the Rock Squad.
So the Rock Squad at that moment had Parrish as the DJ. K Solo
Yes.
was an MC at the time
Right.
as
He was
well.
one of the MCs, Jerry J MC, but he didn't come until a little after. Because what happened was, when the record didn't do well, everybody split.
Okay.
And Groove, I got with Groove, and I'm the one that brought Chill in, and we were still trying to be the Rock Squad. You
Stay there.
understand? But
This-
yeah,
yeah, this is the tree. Here's the tree. Here's how
there's the
here
tree.
here
Here's
is
the
the
tree.
tree.
Here's
All
the
right.
tree.
I'm trying to follow these
So
branches. That's why I keep. All right, stop there. Stop there. Stop there. Pause.
right. I got you. I'm with you, bro.
Okay. All right. So, of course, Rakim 86 started all off. We're here. We're at the foundation of this tree. So then, as you said, EPMD. No, there is no EPMD. K
Right.
Solo and Parrish are in the Raw Squad.
Right. They all together. They all coming out of,
Right. What came
Brentwood.
what came out of the Raw Squad is Groove B Chill at
Chill.
that moment.
Absolutely. At
What
that
came
moment.
out of the Raw Squad is also EPMD. Now you
EPMD.
just told
Right.
me how Groove B Chill came out of the Raw Squad. So how does EPMD graduate and come together from the Raw Squad? How did that come to
They
be?
from
Wow, look
they
at these
from Brentwood.
branches.
They from Brentwood. They from Brentwood. So they the same age. They know each other.
Uh-huh.
And the first time we saw them together is, you got to remember, Diamond J. He had already God bless him. He did a record with Craig Mack. Zoom, 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 zoom. He did. All these guys are from Brentwood.
Hold on. Hold on a second. Wait. So now I mentioned Craig Mack. Craig
Right.
Mack, wow, I'm gonna go so far back. I don't know if people remember that record. Zoom, zoom, zoom,
Zoom,
zoom, zoom,
zoom,
zoom,
zoom,
zoom.
zoom, 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 zoom.
See,
Yeah.
now here's the thing. You're telling me Craig Mack was rapping on that record?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
know
Craig
that,
Mack.
but I just want people to hear this.
Yes, that's Craig Mack. And produced by Diamond J.
Produced by Diamond J,
Which
aka,
is the
as we
the
know today, as Diamond the
artist.
Artist.
Diamond the Artist, which was the first DJ for who? EPMD.
We're gonna go there. We're gonna go. Wait, goodness gracious. See, guys, you see, I told you. I mean, this Suffolk County tree is just, it's big. Okay, so Craig Mack was actually making records at that time. Zoom 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 was like a hit for us locally, New York area, because at the time I still don't think hip hop was really nationwide like that. A lot of people may not
Right.
even know the record, the Zoom 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 that you're referring to. So Diamond
Right.
produced that record, right?
Right. He produced
All
it.
right. Now at this time there
Which
is
was
no,
on Sleeping Bag, which was Sleeping Bag Records.
and at this time there is no EPMD.
No,
Okay.
not that I know of.
So there's
No.
Diamond at the time, DJ Diamond J, and then he was a part of Craig Mack's
Hold on,
crew.
let me correct myself. It was an EPMD because they came out with Customer, and Zoom came out afterwards
Okay.
because he was on Sleeping Bag.
Okay, so now Diamond J was a part of EPMD. He's their first DJ.
That's their first DJ.
Who is K LaBoss? Let everyone know.
Caleb Caleb Boss is another Brentwood brother, and he's the second DJ. He's the second DJ for EPMD.
What is he doing now?
Oh, he's one of the top show DJs. Well, right now he's teaches DJing around the world, but he was the show DJ, one of the top show DJs in the industry. He DJed for 8 years with Lil Wayne, Fabulous, or so many EPMD, so many
Well, that's what I
people
was talking about. Lil
DJ
Wayne,
for.
correct? Lil Wayne. That
Lil
what?
Wayne for
Where you
eight
gonna go
years.
after that? You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Like, what
Right,
other
right,
bigger
right.
name are you gonna say after Lil Wayne? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Like,
can't say nobody else.
that's what I'm saying.
And at his height, not like, at his while he was making his hit albums.
EPMD, their DJs weren't just DJs; they're producers because
They're
we didn't go to their
producers.
third
Yep.
and final DJ,
And Scratch. Yep.
Scratch, who is a producer
Yeah.
and dope DJ as
Dope.
well. Like
Dope. A
EPMD, so
super
they
dope
always
DJ.
attracted DJ producers, huh?
Let me tell you why. Not only what great DJs, because like I said, Long Island, I don't care if you came from Suffolk County or Nassau County, we was about that battle life. You know that.
Wow.
So with that, at the end of the day, their DJs was tested. I knew who they were because I'm watching them. They watching me. I'm watching certain cats in Amityville, like a Prince Paul. Prince Paul was my nemesis.
Stay right there. You introduced a new name. We're going now to 1989. We start
Hmm.
out with 1986 with the
Hmm.
God Rakim. We went
Hmm.
to 1988 with
Hmm.
EPMD, Craig Mack.
Hmm.
Everyone, now
Hmm.
you're hearing Craig Mack actually had a record in 1988. Now let's go to 1989 to Potholes in My Lawn when we first hear De La Soul.
Hmm.
And now this is 1989. Now they're from Amityville.
Amityville,
Right. Shout to Odessa.
Aura City, Aura City,
Correct.
Aura City.
Fat shout to Amityville House of Horror. So anyway, Bilal. Now when I first, again, most of us we heard these guys. It was Potholes in My Lawn. Now, did De La Soul, were they connected? Did DJ Maceo, was he intertwined in this entire tree that the branches are just falling off now and it's starting to make sense to me now?
Hmm.
Maceo?
Yes, because so you gotta understand something. When I was like I said, I was sneak. You had to be first of all, you had to have a pass to even go to Amityville, to even go to other people's towns. Just like in the boroughs, if you didn't
That's
have
right.
that pass, you wasn't going. At the time, I went out there. I started, seeing who because I was hearing about Prince Paul. He's hearing about me. No, Amityville and Wyandanch is very competitive. No, the best DJ is DJ Belal. Oh no, at that time I was called Super B, DJ Super B, DJ. They call me so many things, DJ Grand BMC. But oh no, the best one is Prince Paul. So I used to come out there and listen to him. And one night I went out there and I saw Prince Paul and DJ Divine for the first time. And I was like, they dope. Everybody was dope. So I met Maceo at that party. And he came to one of my parties and he always tells me like, yo, I came to your party, but I've done so many parties over the years. But the thing is, I heard about them through a good friend of mine, Sammy D. He said, yo, these guys that's from my class, they can rap, they can this and that. So, we, and then all of a sudden the Rakim effect happened again. because EPMD blows the same way. The Rakim effect. They come out, they blow up the whole, shake up the whole rap world.
You talking about De La Soul at this moment,
De La Soul.
right?
De La Soul. When they came out, gotta understand, we did everything different from the Burrows. They came out with loose shirts
Jeez,
and baggy pants and you know all this, Daisy Age and it just took everybody by storm. At first, everybody was like, because they didn't come up. Maceo came up in that, the DJs, the battle and all that. But Dave, nobody didn't know that he could rhyme. Nobody, God bless him. The dub could
right,
could rhyme, and like I said, nobody knew what they were doing. So when they came out, they were so different. It was like, but when you listen to De La Soul, they understand they are really battle rappers. Because when you listen to them,
agreed.
they always talking about you can't get me. I'm nice. I'm the best in the world. I'm the greatest MC in the world. You know what I'm saying? These guys, like when I talk about Bumpy Knuckles, these are guys are battlers.
Correct.
They, I battled. We battled Bumpy Knuckles when he was Freddie Fox with the Raw Nation at 109 skating rink. You know what I'm saying? My little crew, the High Power 3MC. So we all came up for it. So for anybody, and goes across the board that think that Long Island wasn't battle rappers. That's just not true. Because we came up battling. We was behind the eight ball. The city was the city. The boroughs was the boroughs. So we had a chip on our shoulder. We trying to cut you up. We trying to mix you up. We trying to wrap you up. We trying to do everything possible to get that respect because hip hop was about respect. That's bottom line. And we all know that. So when I say that EPMD, they had to come in to answer your question correctly. Rock came out, created a whole new sound, but EPMD had their sound already. They were a duo. They had their sound. So it wasn't the fact that they was trying to sound like them. They were sounding like themselves, but our cadence was different from everybody. So
Right.
that's why everybody else would say, "Oh, he sounds like this one," or "Granddaddy IU, God bless him, sounds like this." No, these guys already had their cadences already.
So we got De La Soul out now. They're doing their thing.
Hmm.
Craig Mack has already dropped the record, kind of like Faded to Black. Rakim is running hip hop. EPMD are doing damaged. De La Soul
Soul
just
is
brought this
just.
brand new thing into hip hop. Now, there's also a record. I wouldn't. I'm not going to call it a lost record, but it's a record that us as Long Island we're proud of. We've heard a lot of other people kind of like sample the beginning of this record with that little kind of like funny little horn that goes and
Yes, 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 yes,
so and the name of that
yes.
crew that made this record it was called Strong Island, who's
By
from
JVC,
correct
by
JVC
JVC
Force,
Force.
who's from Suffolk County as well.
Yes,
So now tell me about that as well, because us as Long Island, we had such pride when that song came out,
yes.
Bilal.
Right. You know why? Because just like I met them before they made that record. Because I was hearing about their DJ. He was nice. Their DJ was nice. And we went out there and I met them and and they from CI, same place where TJ Swan is from. And they live real close to TJ Swan. And I heard him. I was like, wow, they different too. But at the same time, we didn't have an anthem record like Brooklyn, Brooklyn. Or they set it off. It was like this is what I'm saying. Like those brothers was, but we was all youngsters. Those brothers was kids. They younger than me, and I was the big kid. You know, and Biz was the big brother. So
Correct. To all of us, right?
we knew, and then from there, I met them. Then you know, they got their deal because hip hop was popping in the industry. Everybody wanted to rock him. Everybody wanted another De La.
That's
Everybody
interesting.
wanted another EPMD. Everybody wanted that sound. So when K Solo, by the time K Solo came out, everybody was like, "Oh my God, who is this guy?"
So let me hop into you right there. So we just kind of like completed like the 80s era, I would probably say, Bilal, right? We kind of like just wrapped
Hmm.
it up with, before we go into the 90s era, with the EPMDs, the De La Souls, the Rakim, etc. JVC's Force, all that stuff is like late 80s. Even Craig Mack
Yeah,
is an 80s rapper.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
not a 90s
And we were
rapper.
late '80s. We were late.
So,
We was late '80s too. Uh-huh.
correct. So now we're getting into the 90s era of these guys making big records. Gravediggers, Keith Murray, the reintroduction of Craig Mack, K Solo, and then EPMD had this entire thing going on with Hit Squad and Def Squad, which we won't get into because that's another entire conversation, just like Biz Markie is another entire conversation. So K Solo was with the Raw Squad. Now,
Right.
how did the first time we heard him on record was Letterman now. So
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
happens between Raw Squad with K Solo and now we get to Letterman?
Now, can I tell also? I just want to ask because we won't get off the. Can I put Groovy Chill in there? Because it's that's the gap.
Oh, Groovy Chill. In that case, we'll start there. For me, Groovy Chill was 90s, but you correct me because Groovy Chill has like, again, that's like another thing because I want you to tell me about the Groovy Chill thing with Martin Lawrence, Kid and
Right.
Play,
Right.
House Party.
Right.
So, in being that you're going to the Kid and Play area, then you're going into the entire Herbie Love Bug, Salt and Pepper area as well.
Right.
So, explain to me who Groovy Chill is and who is this character that's been on Martin that we've kind of like seen. We've seen him on a house party. Explain to us who this character is of Groovy Chill that we've kind of like seen around.
It's DJ Belal who uh um he mimicked me.
Now, does your
The
breath stink like
character
that? Really?
DJ.
No.
No, 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 no. Now let me tell you the story. Absolutely not.
Does
Let
your
me tell
breath
you the story
stink?
though. Let me tell you the story. Now this is the tree. I'm gonna hit you with the tree. We meet Groove, the Rock Squad. Boom, boom. That didn't work out. I said, listen, bring in Chill. Y'all look like y'all work together. I pulled my man in, and what happened was it was a brother named Nate Tinsley, who is a great producer. He was the whiz kid from Wyandanch. He was working with Tony and Ulysses Grant, which Bumpy Knuckles, Freddie Fox, hooked him up with that gig. And
Let me shout out
Andre
Freddie
Harrell,
Fox, Bumpy,
yeah,
freaking
Knuckles,
Knuckles. And let me
Knuckles.
say something really quick, my brother. Bumpy Knuckles is from Westbury, ladies and
Yes, but
gentlemen.
yeah, but he moved to North Babylon, so that's where we know him from.
Right,
So
right.
we both know him. So my point, he's a
Bumpy is so
hybrid. He's
dope.
what I call
Everyone
a hybrid.
claims him, right? Yeah. No, he's
Yeah,
ours.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
ours,
He's a
right?
hybrid. He's a hybrid.
Right.
Yeah, but
So go ahead. Right. Right.
okay.
Again, like people have
What?
seen this whole wheelchair thing and they've heard rumbles. Talk to us about that. Tell me. I'm sorry to
So
interrupt you.
I graduated with Chill, class of 83, 1983, and when we needed a member, I brought Chill in. I said, "Listen, yo, boom, we listen. The thing back then, everything happened so quick. Nate, we was already working with them. We was already working when we had a record. We had two records that we was demos. It was called Dragon Breath and Why Me, right? And we were doing at the time all the house parties. My house parties was popping. My house parties, everybody was going to all around between Nassau and Suffolk. They was straight popping, because you had the greats from each town coming to rock. So you didn't know who you was going to see in my basement or in my backyard. So with all that going on, Nate, Andre Harrell, the late great Andre Harrell said, Nate, you got anybody hot? You got anybody hot? Because we need one more person, baby. We need one more group, baby, to fulfill this deal for Uptown Records and to start it. He said, yeah, I got a group. He gave my demo. Well, then, let's get it on, baby. We auditioned for him. He heard the demo. He picked, when I say dragon breath, that was a routine that we used to do. We got dragon breath. You got
Okay.
dragon breath. You got dragon breath. That's where that comes from.
So before
Only
you,
wine dance know that.
so let me like kind of like I said the joke. Uh, I know the Martin Show and the House Party movies are such a long time ago. If you guys have ever seen, I know LeBron had done like a house party over as well. The original House Party that DJ Bilal and myself are referring to, there's a character that Martin Lawrence is playing in House Party. Martin Lawrence is a DJ in House Party. The character he's playing is called DJ Bilal. And if you remember the movie, there's many times that Play would always get on DJ Bilal, not this guy that you see on my screen right now, but the character that played DJ Bilal. Yo, man, your breath stinks. Your breath stinks. Your breath is humming, and the real DJ Bilal right now has just given us the story behind the stank breath on how that entered inside the skits
Right.
inside the movie. Am I correct?
Absolutely. So really speed this up because I know, we got to do it. Um,
Correct.
when we met Andre Harrell, he signed us. We was the first five groups to start Uptown Records, the great Uptown Records. You have Heavy D, us, Vanessa Sequist, Woody Rock, who's from Nassau County,
Westbury.
the Brothers Black, Westbury, Brothers Black, and Marley Marl. So that's what started it. Uptown, the great Uptown Records, us. We put out a record called Uptown's Kicking It. We killed that record. We was in Heavy D's Mr. Big Stuff video. And what happened was the Hudlin brothers saw us and they loved us. And it was like they loved our energy. They loved everything. It's like, yo, we got to do something with you guys. Boom, boom, boom. So what happened was Andre wanted us all to act. And we went into acting class with the Hudlin brothers uh, at the Black Filmmakers Organization. And it was us, Heavy D and the Boys, and Vanessa and Sequist. Vanessa and Sequist's real names are Sydney and Shireen, which are the girls, Tisha Campbell and AJ Johnson.
So wait. So in the house party, Tisha, they're supposed to be finesse and sequence.
Absolutely.
Now that's the first time I'm hearing that. I didn't know that. Of course, I knew your character, and I knew all of that, but I didn't know
Right.
that they were supposed to be finesse and sequence.
Right. We was all in the same workshop. Heavy got so big he couldn't stay in the workshop. So they basically was doing it and they stopped and we was the only ones left. So what happened was one day we was improv and me and Daryl and he was like, we did an improv. Improvisation is, you just do what you usually do and think of something you usually do. And that's what we did. I said, yo, chill, if you bump the table one more time, it's going to be on because he will always bump the table in real life because everybody's close. You bumping the table with a needle, that's no go. So we kept doing it. And he was like, yo, do it again. Do it again. He said, y'all guys are brilliant. We're going to write, you know what we want to do? We want to write a script for y'all for a movie.
Stay there. Who said that?
Reggie Hudlin, Warrington Hudlin, or the Hudlin brothers who made House Party.
So at that moment, did you have any involvement in like writing the character of DJ Bilal? I'm gonna put a quote behind that, DJ Bilal, because the DJ that was in there, of course, is more comical and silly, etc. And you're not that. You're a serious DJ, a
Well,
dope DJ,
yeah, I
and
am.
you
I,
know,
I am, but I'm a fool at the same time. You got
right.
to know me. You know?
But you take your craft serious. I mean, like
Yeah, yeah,
your
yeah, yeah,
DJ
yeah.
work is
Absolutely.
is not comical. It's serious.
Right. It's
So
serious.
that you
Right.
did have involvement with that,
Absolutely.
developing the
We
character.
were. We were the reason why they wrote that script for us, which Kid and Play has already said. They wrote it for us for a vehicle to become bigger, to have something. Because at the time, after we did Uptown's Kicking It, we was like, trying to find our way. So we went on our own and said, listen, whatever y'all want to do, let's go. Right? So they put it on the table. I would tell them all about my house parties. I had all my equipment outside. I'm just giving you one instance. I had all my equipment outside. I just went to Jamaica Avenue and got a coffin for my 1200s. Michael Mitchell, I got all my speakers. Michael Mitchell, my bro Michael Mitchell, comes to my house 2 hours late with two girls in the car. I got so mad, I cursed everybody out. And in the car, he takes my coffin and starts scratching it up. He had a gremlin at the time. He was scratching. I was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" They took all of those type of stories and build the movie around our stories.
My brother. So how close is DJ Bilal that Martin Lawrence played in House Party to the real DJ Bilal? What are some of the
Very close.
similarities and some things like, nah, D,
Very
come on,
close.
D, that's just
Because you got to understand something. When I came out and did a house party, I came out there first. I was one of the technical people on set first. I'm in the movie too. I was the guy that was sleeping all the time, the coats throwing on me and everything. That's I played a part called Herman. He was like, "What?" Because see, what happened was we shot the movie, not Kid and Play. We shot the movie, not the movie was already written. So when Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince got a shot at it, the script was already about us.
wow.
So what happened was New Line, once we shopped it to New Line Cinema, we are the ones that sealed the deal with a great script by the Hullen brothers. So, but we wasn't big at the time. We didn't have a lot of hit records. We didn't have hit records. We had, some good records, but we didn't have a hit record of our own. So they said we need somebody bigger. So they couldn't use, they Jazzy Jeff Fresh Prince turned it down. So they went after Kid and Play, and Play accepted it. And the original script is about us. So with that said, they kept my name. They Groove and Chill was still playing Groove and Chill, and put Kid and Play on top of Groove and Chill, as they were co-stars. We were co-stars. So that's what happened.
Okay. So let
And
me.
and the reason to answer your question, not to cut you off, I had to teach Martin Lawrence to be me.
That's what I was gonna ask you. So when I watch for example, Jennifer Lopez, when she played Selena, she said, "I went down to Mexico. I spent time with the family. I slept in her bed. I slept in her room. I tried to take on the characteristics, the lifestyle of Selena. How does that work? We often wonder when someone is doing a biopic on someone. Of course, it wasn't a biopic on DJ Bilal, but there was a character that was played based on a real life person. You know,
Yes.
does the actor or the person, do they hang around you? Do they come and get certain tips and ask for certain things? Because, like you said, you were obviously there on the set as they were filming. So being that you were
Yes, I
there,
was on. Right, right,
do these actors come to you
right.
guys?
Yes, absolutely. But now, Kid and Play and Full Force. Full Force was written in that script yeah, later on, and of course Sydney Shireen was Finesse Sinquist, so they had to get two fry women, fry girls rather. But you're right. What happened was when I got there, they was like, we really need you to work on the set of the party scenes. That's why you see Sir Vegas in the corner. That's why you see 1200s or GLI mixer. That's why you see headphones on his head. That's why everything that had to do with that party was like my house parties. My house parties were on fire, bro. So it was nothing but dancing, DJing, and the battle. You had to have a battle. That's why they have a battle, MC battle.
Holy smoke! Bilal, I didn't even consider that. Wait a minute. You're so instrumental in this movie. This entire time we've been talking a little over an hour now. You've brought up the word many, 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 many times. Battle, battle,
Yes.
battle, battle. Rakim, battle. EP, battle, battle, battle. And now, even when you're talking about the battle scene in House Party, I'm saying to myself, holy smoke. Wow, there was one. So, like you're saying to me, no, D, battle for me, for us, Long Island or hip hop or Suffolk County. In other words, D, where I come from, battling is, like your stripes. That's how you earn your stripes. And it's funny that you guys deliberately put that inside the movie, inside House Party. We have to have a battle
Yes, because
scene.
you yes, because I had a battle every time in my house. You're gonna see Almighty Distro and Raw go back and forth. You're gonna see certain bids going back and forth. You're gonna see bids saying, I'm the best. No, I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see Chill go, I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was all about, all over Long Island. But I will tell you that house party was our greatest legacy to the world because for me, that is the greatest in my opinion. Only not because it did it. It still represents hip hop to this day. That was our to me, that is the greatest teenage movie, urban movie made. Because it kicked everything else in.
Let me add on to that, and let me actually give you flowers, and actually a lot of people from that movie and that era flowers as well, because as you said, House Party was a different hip hop movie than like All You Can Eat or Delirious by like Fat Boys, or Who's the Man, at Love and Dr. Dre. And I'd probably say House Party like is probably in the middle of all that. All these movies came and went. House Party, it was a remake. There's a part two. There's a part. You get my point. Other
Yes.
big stars, like you said, Tisha Campbell, like other Martin Lawrence, big stars came out of House Party.
Oh, Robin Harris.
Oh my gosh, exactly. Robin Harris
God bless him.
came. God
Yeah.
bless the dead. Came out of House Party, and
Tim Weatherspoon.
I gotta give you your flowers, Bilal, on House Party, man.
I
Um,
appreciate it. We appreciate it.
big
Movie
big
Chill
moment, brother.
appreciate it.
Big
Because
moment.
I
We can't.
because like I said, I can't we couldn't mimic the Bronx or Brooklyn because we wasn't in those house parties like that. The house party was so special on Long Island because we had houses.
I want to add on to that. um, I want
And
to
we had
totally add
nowhere
on
to
to
go.
that. Right, right. And see, and the thing is about having a house party. Wow, Bilal, I didn't even like. I took it for granted, probably just the movie in general, and how it was a reflection on Long Island life. Um,
Absolutely.
as you are breaking it down for me, I'm seeing now. Like it's like the bulb is going over my head. Oh shoot, yeah, that was. Oh shoot, yeah, that was. You know, the red lights, the slow jams, the we on Long
Yeah,
Island, we had house parties. Even when you were in high school, after whatever, someone had a basement party, and a house party, and there was a red light, and you were in the corner, grinding, doing something you weren't supposed to be doing at 13, 14, or whatever.
yeah,
And house
absolutely.
parties in the early to mid 80s, that was a big thing for us.
And the crazy thing, I've had people that was at my house parties and they was 14 and 15, they still married to this day. So that for me is crazy. The MCs that came out of that house in my house and around Wyandanch and around Brentwood and Amityville, everybody was doing the same thing. But my house parties was able to bring brothers in from Nassau County, Suffolk County, and we all partied together without no problems.
That's a fact, Bilal.
So, so me personally, I didn't realize that until somebody told me that, and I'm like, wow, yeah, you're right, because we really was too young. None of us had no licenses at the time, no cars. Very few of us. We didn't have too many. You was walking to the parties. It was a time where, like, it's a forgotten time that you gotta understand. Like, we were so young, we wasn't grown yet. We was acting grown.
No
So,
disrespect to anyone
yeah,
from the boroughs, can
no,
play themselves. I mean, we're
absolutely.
from Long Island, like you said. House party for us was a rite of passage. It was our culture. In the mid '80s, the house party, and I'm calling it right, the house party. That was a thing. That was like
Right.
it's like going to the roller
Yeah, and
skating
we
rink.
yeah, and we just got lucky, very lucky to meet two guys as brilliant as Reggie and Warrington Hutland. Reggie Hutland is one of the biggest directors and executives in movies world, and he did the documentary on the Black Godfather, which got Andre Harrell that Uptown deal.
you know so this tree, man, is see, we've already left the tree. We're into film and entertainment now. We've left music from starting from this Rakim tree. You see where we are now.
And yes, yes, and by the way, Daryl Chill Mitchell is Chill, a groovy Chill, which he went on to do acting.
So won't you tell everyone who that is, as far as who we seen, the person that you just mentioned, the character that he plays inside House Party.
He's the brother with the silver black hat with the silver dollars. So in Wine Dance, that was he started that in 11th grade. He wore that hat all the way through. He still has that hat. And he has went on to do great things in the acting world. You see him every day on TV, NCIS New Orleans, Galaxy Quest, House Party, uh, 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 um, the John Larroquette show, the Christy Alley show, uh, uh, so many. I can go on and on, brothers. I can go on and on. This man has been in, but it started out MCing. So you never know. He's one of those guys that been doing it. You know what I'm saying? Before Method Man, he's been doing it. Cosby Show. He did so many things. So that's why he's such a. And then when he got hurt, he had the accident. He didn't let that stop him because at the end of the day, life is a battle. We don't quit. We just keep going, and he is one of those guys that is respected all over the place because he didn't quit. But that's that attitude where we learn to, and again, we battle, we keep going, we don't stop, and you know that's our pedigree.
So I'm glad you just brought us there, and we're gonna actually. This is gonna be a two-part series because it's so much to discuss. We just wrapped up the '80s with Groove Be Chill. We wrapped up the '80s talking about EPMD, Rakim, De La Soul, JVC Force. We snuck Crack Mac in there, and we snuck K Solo in there, who you guys are gonna see come up in part two again, where both of those guys' careers just take off. The same way you saw the guys in the 80s careers take off, we're going to have a part two to Suffolk County. So stay tuned. Hit that like button, subscribe, because when I upload it, you're definitely going to check it out. Belal, my brother, thanks, sir.
Yo,
Belal,
no, thank.
you're going to come back and we're going to do this part two, right? We're going to do the 90s. We just
Yeah,
wrapped up the
absolutely. We're
80s
gonna do it.
right now, right?
Yes, yes. We got all the angles. We got all our things popping now, and just real quick, also Tony Berkeley, which is the Grim Reaper from the Gravediggers. He's from Wyandanch.
That's part of the 90s conversation. So look
That's the
forward to the
90s.
90s conversation with Gravediggers, K Solo, Craig Mack,
Yes.
and others. I'm sure that
Keith
we got.
Murray, Keith Murray,
My
Keith
bad.
Murray.
Correct. These are the big major guys that came from Suffolk County in the 90s. And that being said, everybody, I hope you enjoyed it. You learned so much. Rakim is a battle rapper.
I knew you was going to say that. Yes, thank you so much.
All right, thanks, everybody. And check out part two. All right? Peace.